Absolutely. Let's get into the scanning technique. Let me bring that up here. Just 1 minute. Boom, boom, boom. So the scanning techniques is, I guess, kinesiology is the overall uh, um, header to this, but these different techniques, Dr. Garcia, you can see that in there, number 5. That's what he started us all with, and then what I call thumb twiddling, which is my go-to. And then we can share the new one you've learned down in Mexico as well. But this is the subtle energy working through us, folks. And when you work with people, you have to be in a good place. You have to have your energy strong. You can't be tired, as Dr. Garcia is working. I found if I don't really put my serious love and intention towards healing, I don't get as profound effect. I don't get the ultimate healing that I can do when I'm working with people. And even though I'm doing it remotely, even though I'm doing it through Manny Quinn in the back, that person is with me. That intention is, my focus is with them. And when you can see this with the thumbs, one thumb will get longer than the other on thumb twiddling. If you all want to practice here, show me a yes, show me a no. I don't get a no. But that's the beginning of thumbs. And this is subtle energy working through you as you ask the questions of the universe. One of the questions that I ask before I start working with someone, whether I accept the offer, is, will you allow me to work with this person, yes or no? It's really important that you ask, because as Dr. Garcia has taught us, some people are not ready to start healing yet. They need to go through what they need to go through karmically. And so if you can't, like I desperately wanted to heal my Christian niece who's got kicked in the head several times with soccer, but my thumb testing kept saying no. And she continues to have the issues, and it's just not her time. So I did not begin to even remotely think about trying to help her, because the universe is saying it's not her time. I'm not the person, or maybe I'm not the person to do this with her yet, but the invitation's out that when she's ready and she accepts it, then maybe she'll be open to this and I can ask the question again. So doctor, can you talk about these scanning techniques and how we can learn to do this, and also that some people find it difficult to begin with? You and I both had difficulty originally getting this, and then once you get it, like, I'm flying now. I can do 4 out of 6. And, I'm so confident in just one more quick one. I mean, Mark's, who's here, who took our seminar with you, Mark Braquet, he's like, hey, Jamie, I can't find my shoes. I just went and bought these shoes. I can't find them. I just unloaded the car. He's all getting all frustrated. So I said, okay, are they in the house? No. And in the car? No. And in the deck? Yes. I said, Mark, go look on the deck. And he goes on the deck, and there are the shoes. And he goes, I'm not going to boost your ego, Jamie, but they were right exactly on the deck. So, I mean, as long as you're using ethics and morals, I found that this scanning is really beneficial. Am I going to be especially in the world we live in, am I going to be in harm's way of going out? Are my children going to be okay with providing this for them or doing that? And the spirit world will be guiding you through this, I found, for me. I'm not sure if other people are finding that, but for me personally, I use scanning for everything. I scan 100 times a day. Dr. Garcia, you must scan 5 million. So anyway, take it away. You're the expert on this.
Yeah, no, thank you. Real quick, to go back to your story about, when and if you can do the therapy on people. I, unfortunately, very personal case, my father is a medical doctor, conventional. He went through prostate cancer. He went through car accident with fractured ribs and cracked sternum. And I kept testing and, can I distance treat him? No. Or may I distance treat him? No. And so for years, for 10 years, it kept responding no. And then I had a premonition that he had a major heart issue. And then I asked, and it said yes. And so I accessed his energy and detected things that were going on and told him about it. Went to the cardiologist, discovered that he absolutely did have a heart condition that required emergency surgery. And so I was able to help him with that process, but I couldn't touch him or apply the magnets for 10 years. It wasn't his time. Now, today, he is going to the hospitals on a daily basis, and as soon as he comes home, he's placing the coronavirus bears on himself. And so he feels confident that he's now protected and he's using biomagnetism. And so he's come a very long way. And as much as I opened the door for him 13 years ago, he did not want to, walk through it. So you can lead a horse to water, but you cannot force them to drink. And so if it's not, your relative's time, your neighbor's time, your friend's time, whoever, it's not their time. Just let it go. They have other things to process, learn before at some point, hopefully they'll come back to you. But don't feel like you have to take on the weight of the world and heal everyone. All right, so excuse me. In terms of scanning techniques, as Jamie mentioned, so by the way, I'm seeing everyone tiny. Is there a way you can, excuse me, minimize, hold on, let me pull up that sheet 1 second so that everyone can see me here. I like that sheet, by the way, Jamie. I'm gonna use that at some point. I'll add to it.
Make this bigger, show thumbnail. Is that better? Can you see more now? How about that?
No, but that's all right. I'd rather that people see me nice and large on their screen. I see everyone as a thumbnail, but if they can somehow see me a little bit bigger or the size is okay.
Everything good?
Size is okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
I've got you full screen.
All right. Okay, good. So the first one is thumb twiddling, which is what Jamie said. So ideal to just put your hands together like in fists and line up either your knuckles in the front, but more importantly, here, the base of the thumbs, and make sure that this knuckle up here on the thumb lines up as well as this one. So that you're seeing those 2 points. And so what you do is, okay, there you go. So they're lined up and I'm gonna be looking at my nails. And so you'll be able to see it here as I'm looking, but you guys can do it yourselves in front of the computer. And so the neutral position is that you're looking at the nail bed and you see that it's even with the other one. As long as these 2 joints are even, then your nail beds should be even. And so you want to ask, what is my yes response? And as you do that, I'm sure you can see there that one thumb is shorter than the other. And so just ask, what is my yes response? And one thumb will shrink and contract relative to the other one. And so you may not get it right away, but just sit there by yourselves and just practice. What's my yes, 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 yes. And eventually you'll notice that, oh my God, one thumb is getting shorter than the other. And it's not that you're moving your hands. Your hands are pretty much motionless. It's just your thumbs. And so can anyone get a response? And do they see a shortening of their thumbs right now? If you can, show me a thumbs up. 1, 2, 3, 4. Excellent. 5, 6. Good. Okay. Excellent. Good. Good. Excellent. So right there, our intention, what we're commanding the body to show us is, show me a contraction of one of the thumbs. It does not matter if it's right or left. All we want to see is a contraction. That contraction is a response from our body that it's a yes, it's a positive. I want to double back 1 second. Hold on. So, for example, we don't have to understand, wait, how is the body responding? How is that happening? What's going on a physiological level? None of that matters. If I ask you guys to close your hands and make a fist, does anyone here, including myself, know the muscles, the ligaments, the nerves, the tendons, the arteries involved, and the neuronal connections involved, going from my brain all the way down the arm to the hand to the fingers, that allow for me to make a fist? Nobody can answer that question. Sure, maybe an anatomy professor in medical school can answer that, but all we need is our thought. All we need is an intention to make a fist, and it happens. So I can say, I'm going to make a fist. Now I'm going to make a fist. Watch me, I'm going to make a fist. Now I'm going to make a fist. No, until it's my true thought, intention to make a fist, it happens. So you don't have to understand the medical physiology or anything about, wait, how come my thumbs are responding and why is one getting shorter when I ask it to show me the yes?
All right, so let's do
Do I
prayer.
make myself clear?
Yeah, let's do the next one, prayer.
Okay.
Which is, I'm finding most people can do this. If you can't do thumbs, I'm finding most people, palms together and again, lining yourself up. And then also some people might have one finger longer than the other to begin with. And I don't know if you line them up to start with, but I've always found that if I keep my base and then relax my shoulders, relax my arms, and clear my mind. That's what I always say before I start. Relax my body, relax my arms, relax my shoulders, and then find your happy place. Go to the beach where you feel the best or wherever, and let your just whole body be open to this. And then I just go keep the base together and clap. I tell people to clap, and it's your middle finger, which a few finger, which you really want to look at. And then most people will say, show me a yes, and you'll get one longer than the other. You will get a response either this way or through the thumbs. I'm about 90% successful with people doing one or the other. And you can ask your family. I mean, it's really incredible to see people be able to get these reactions. And, and I found that some people of deep, deep faith have more difficulties, Christians specifically, getting this because they're not wanting these energies to work through their body for whatever reason. That's just my family. So just a caveat there.
Yes,
but,
absolutely.
Can we get everybody trying? Can you try the prayer thing and just let us see if the responses you're getting? So base your palms together, relax, shoulders, minds, clap your fingers, stop and look and make sure they're even. They're right in front of your nose, right at eye level. I do it. Clap again. Show me a yes. Stop clapping and see if one gets longer than the other. How many people got results? Thumbs up. All right.
Excellent.
Now, Dr. Garcia, can you talk about too, when we're doing this, I'm finding that sometimes I get a big yes, and sometimes I get a little yes. Does that have meaning as to the distance of travel in our scanning?
What do you mean distance of travel?
Well, I'm finding that if my thumb goes a little bit, it's like I got to seek more in what I'm discovering and what I'm looking into to go deeper. But like when Mark and I do placements here and I'm doing the scanning and he's putting the placements on, he'll ask me, did I do the placement right? And I'll ask it, yes or no. And I won't get a yes. And I'll say to the left, to the right, higher. And then when he does the higher, I get a big yes. But if it's
correct,
just a yes, I'll say, just move it a little bit higher. And then I get a bigger yes. So there seems to be like, remember Werner that had the dowser that used his arm? And so he would get a bigger yes. He knew he was more on target.
Absolutely. So I discussed that in the hands-on training, which is, the next level. But once again, happy to explain it here with whatever scanning technique you're using. And, that's why I prefer either thumb twiddling or the prayer or the feet, because as opposed to the finger looping or this one, because you can get an intermediate. So if the distance of my thumbs is normally, say, like that, if I get half of that, then the body is saying, well, maybe. And so is the maybe because I'm getting warmer, or is the maybe because I have to ask a few more questions? And so once you get down pat, recognizing that, say, I'll show it with the arms, that your yes is that far off. But if you start getting, a medium yes, then there's something else I need to explore until you get the big yes. And so, once again, for now, it's very important that everyone just feel comfortable with just getting a yes. The no is that nothing happens. And so, once again, the yes is that you see a shift in the thumb length or finger length or arm length if we're doing arms or whatever method we're doing. The no is that nothing happens. You can absolutely switch it around. It all depends on what your intention is, what you want the body to show you. And so I don't want to confuse everyone with that, but I think it's easier to understand this concept in the beginning, just so that everyone can just find those yeses and get that clear muscle testing down.
Yeah, and so when I do it too, I will ask the question and ask to get the same answer, but with a yes and a no. Do I need to have more placements on this person? No. And I'll say, are you sure? And I'll get a yes. I can ask the same question two different ways, and that will be confirmation of me asking it. So you can do this in different ways of asking the same question to get confirmation after confirmation after confirmation. And so when you're drilling down, you're going through. One of the things that we should bring up now when you're scanning people is, I ask, okay, does this person need to be scanned today? Yes. Like my dog, I had issues with my dog. Do I need to do another treatment with Oscar? Yes. Does it need to be today, tomorrow? And it'll tell you when you need that next session with the next treatment on people, because sometimes they need time to process what the treatment you've done with them. And sometimes they'll need it right away with their issues. And so scanning is the art form of healing to begin the practice, I don't like to use practice, but begin the art of healing one another. Scanning is the critical knowledge. And I'll be publishing a video on how to do this more elaborately with scanning. And then Dr. Garcia, he's got a new one that I work with now that's just, it's one hand. I mean, show me a yes, show me a no. And you guys can try this as well. Show me a yes,
Right.
it's together and it doesn't move, and then show me a no. So you're finding the no, not finding the yes. And I get that every time. I do that as well. You want to add to that?
Yeah. So another scanning technique is using your two fingers, and whether you're righty or lefty, doesn't matter, but you want to start to swing them, both of them, just, side by side. And so you can, once again, if your intention is show me the yes, and it locks up, it should lock up. I see that, Donna. Nice. And so do it again. Think, no, 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 no. Show me the yes. And boom, they lock up. And so here we're starting with no, 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 no. Yes. And it locks up. Whether it's the index underneath the middle finger or the index on top of the middle finger, it does not matter. It's whatever you set your intention to. So if I'm going down a list and, does this individual need a magnet on the head? No. On the neck, thorax, abdomen, pelvis, boom, that's the yes. It locks up on the pelvis. And so I need to place a magnet somewhere in the pelvis. Then in the pelvis, where in the pelvis? There's uterus, ovary, fallopian tube, bladder. Boom, it locks up. I need to place a magnet on the bladder. And so this is a one-handed, nice and easy technique that I don't use it. I use it literally all the time for personal questions for myself. It's an easy way to self-muscle test that or the thumbs, but this can get very tiring and your forearm gets a little tired and kind of starts to cramp up when you're doing this hundreds or thousands of times over the course of many minutes. And so it's all about practice, and you can either do it with your left or your right. It does not matter. It should respond both ways, but you'll feel more comfortable, and your fingers will twitch a little faster with one hand versus the other. And so once again, you can either have this be the no, 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 yes, or show me the no. Can this person eat tomatoes, carrots, blueberries, strawberries? Yes, yes, yes. Potatoes. Boom. No. It all depends on what your intention is. So when people bring in lists of the foods they're eating, can I eat this? Yes, 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 yes. And this food, boom, no. My intention switched from, in the beginning, I would do no, 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 yes, but then going through a different set of lists, because the majority are yeses, I only want for my fingers to lock up when I hit the no. Once again, it's all about where I'm setting my intention. Are we all on the same page, or did I lose anyone there?
Everybody good on that? And one of the things that when you were scanning us, dairy, you know, what 80–90% of milk has bovine milk has leukemia, and one of the scans came up, I think it was with Ingrid, and it came up with one of the placements was caused by dairy, and you asked her, does she drink dairy? Yeah. And then you scanned her, does she need to stop this? Yes. And then you scanned and said, how long does she need to? 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, 3 months, and asked Ingrid to stop, like you said. The other part that's really critical when you set your intention, when you're working with people, they have to change their lifestyle to get better. We're not here just to fix them and go out and party again. We're not here to make it so they can go off and do whatever, and you come back and fix them again and again and again. The other thing too is that we get issues all the time in our toxic world. And so the issues got to be cleared over and over. And just because you cleared somebody for TB, just because you cleared somebody for malaria, just because you cleared somebody for Epstein-Barr, it comes back. It comes back. So scanning on a regular basis, even though you've cleared somebody, is another part of the healing protocol that we need to incorporate into this work we're doing with people. And then also just, I'll do another scanning. I want to get on to other subjects, but the other scanning techniques that I just want to bring up here real quick with you. Dr. Garcia, talk a little bit about, I mean, I watch you fly through this, and when you're doing scanning on people, it's fascinating to see how fast you can go through your scanning. And when you're doing it, you're already getting the answer before your body's moving. You're already I'm doing that now too. I know when my thumb's going to move now. So
you can feel it. Yes.
Yeah. Don't you? I just feel it. I know it's going to be a yes. You know what I mean? I can look at a sheet and I can look at a number and it's going to come up that number because it's just focused my intention towards that place. And like Dr. Garcia said, the more you work with this, the more you do your testing, and you can do this at any time, anywhere. You can just twiddle, twiddle, twiddle. There's also the arm technique, which we're not going to get into. Dr. Garcia takes the person's heels, and this is how the beginnings of the Dr. Goys and Dr. Garcia, one heel will get longer than the other. Your body will respond to the persons you're working with to the intention you're setting. So again, intention becomes critical, and these are the scanning techniques. So let's get into a couple just basic issues, Doc, if that's okay with you.
Hold on, let me just go over those real quick. But here I have a pair of shoes. They still have the magnets on, the back on the calcaneus, and then underneath on the heel spot. But I grab the shoes like this, so the person would be laying down in that direction. And I'm simply doing this, shaking both of their feet, and I'm paying attention to either a lengthening or a shortening. And the same thing we observe in the thumbs and the fingers happens in the legs. And so I find that in the legs, I can get anywhere from ½ an inch to about 2 inches of difference in the leg length between the two. And so I find that is more comfortable for me when working with clients, because they're laying down, they're so comfortable that they'll fall asleep and their entire body will relax. So that's Jamie did a great video where I show that, and he explains it. So that's just one technique. The other one is with your arms. And so you just relax your shoulders and you think, what's my no? And you pull your arms up and out, and you see that your wrists are and knuckles are nice and even. And then you use your intention and say, okay, what's my yes? And you bring your arms up and out, and I don't know if you can see there, but this arm is longer, and so it's off. So, yep, do it right now, everyone in front. What's my no? Relax your shoulders, bring your arms up and together, and your knuckles should be even. And then bring your shoulders down, relax, and have your intention, what's my yes? And bring your arms up and out. And you should observe, yep. Amelia, you saw the difference, right? There you go, yep. And so that's just one more technique. The body swaying, you'd have to be standing up for that, and you can feel if your body moves forward or back, very slow. The arm dousing is the same thing that you're doing here, waiting for it to lock. Well, you do this with your arm, and you also feel it lock. It's a technique that one of the participants in our course did, and he did it very effectively, like this. I've already, been doing thumbs, prayer, fingers, or arms, and so you can feel free to experiment in any of those. For speed, on myself, I use this or thumbs. On other people, I use either the legs or their arms. So you guys can have fun with that, and we already went over the what I feel are the easiest and best. Okay.